Scribbleclip explains Steve Jobs. In 1955, a small apple, named Steve Jobs was born. Steve dropped out of college in the first semester of 1973, and he was trying funny things. In 1974 Steve worked for Atari. At the same time he was working on an apple farm to pick apples. He earned his first money. In 1974 he went to India to free his mind. After this trip, he developed games for Atari with Steve Wozniak. They also invented the Blue Box, which enabled the people to make long-distance calls for free. Now, Steve Jobs had all components together. He was a spiritual leader. He had a technology freak at his side. Knowledge and communication. Knowledge and technology. Some knowledge and making money. And of course an excellent inspiration for a company name. The spiritual Buddhism changed into the spiritual leader Steve Jobs. Together with his friend Wozniak he founded Apple in 1976. The first Apple I was built in Steve's garage in Palo Alto. The Apple II, built in 1977, became the first bomb. 2 million units have been sold. With this great success, Apple went public. Apple had a valuation of $1.8 billion. In order to pull with the success, Steve hired a former Pepsi manager. But after a short period of time, Steve had major problems with the former Pepsi manager. He formed a team in Apple, the so-called Pirates. They built a computer according to Steve's vision. The Mac, built in 1984, represented the first computer with a mouse and a graphical interface. In 1985 Steve left Apple. He lost an internal fight against the Pepsi manager. Steve founded between 1986 and 1996 the computer company Next and the animation studio Pixar. In the meantime, the Apple stock value experienced a dramatic drop. In 1996, the board of Apple decided to get Steve back into the company. Inspired from the amazing leader, Apple starts his big story. In 1998 the Apple iMac was launched and millions were sold. With the first iPod in 2001 a small music player for 1,000 songs was invented. A change in the mobile communication market arrived with the launch of the iPhone 1 in 2007. Apple launched the iPhone 4 in 2011. They sold 146 million iPhones in 4 years. In 2010 Apple introduced the iPad 1 based on the same App Store which was created for the iPhone. Besides that, Apple created several other products like the Apple TV box and some new Macs. Every product sold millions of units to a global market. In 2011, Steve Jobs died after a long fight against cancer. Steve lives his life on the edge. He was different. He inspired people to be different. Now, for sure, he changed the paradigm. Thank you, Steve. Create, change, share. Join us at scribbleclip.com. Create your scribble clips for free.